Good morning, this is Shelby Law with the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Saturday, September 12th. The main fire potential impacts for the next week or so are going to occur tomorrow and Monday, as we're expecting some lightning to move into the northwest portion of Nevada. Late in the day Sunday and overnight Sunday into Monday, followed up by some gusty winds ahead of a series of troughs moving into the Great Basin. There was no lightning activity and no precipitation observed in the Great Basin yesterday. It was a sunny day across the area. Fire activity was also light, with just a few new initial attack fires in Utah and Idaho. This morning's water vapor imagery shows a high-pressure ridge still in place over the Great Basin. That's what's been bringing these really warm temperatures across the Great Basin these last few days. Today will be another warm day across the area before we begin to see some cooling starting tomorrow. The other feature to look for is the low off the California coast. There's a fair amount of moisture here that's going to be drawn up into the Great Basin beginning on Sunday. Significant fire potential across the Great Basin today is still quite elevated, with very dry conditions across mainly northern Nevada and much of Utah. Near record temperatures continue to be observed across much of western and southern Nevada, with very warm temperatures elsewhere across the Great Basin. Minimum relative humidities remain quite low across the area today as well, and this should be the last day that we see widespread low relative humidities across the Great Basin. Beginning on Sunday, we'll see that low move inland to northern California, and we'll begin to see some moisture from the south moving up into the Great Basin as well. This combination of events will create the potential for isolated to scattered showers and thunderstorms across the southern Great Basin, but those thunderstorms will be more isolated and on the dry side across northwest Nevada, and that's the area we're highlighting for a new initial attack. The other threat here is these thunderstorms may occur overnight Sunday and into Monday morning, and they will likely be on the dry side during this time period. Here's the coverage of those thunderstorms for Sunday afternoon on the left, and on the right, the coverage is shown Monday morning at 3 to 6 a.m. So we'll really see the potential for thunderstorms continuing across much of the southern Great Basin in the overnight hours. By Monday, more moisture moves into the Great Basin as a long wave trough moves into the Pacific Northwest. This will enhance the possibility for showers, especially across the north. Portions of far western Nevada may still be on the dry side, and that's where we're expecting to see some gusty winds move into the region ahead of this trough as well, so we're highlighting that area for elevated fire potential. Expected gusts for Monday afternoon are shown here, with gusts in the 30 to 35 miles an hour range across western Nevada. Eastern Nevada and western Utah may also see some higher gusts, but relative humidities will be coming up more significantly in those areas, and those areas may also see some wetter thunderstorms by Monday afternoon. Thunderstorms are possible across much of the Great Basin on Monday, with some of the wetter showers and thunderstorms expected over eastern Nevada and portions of eastern Utah. Showers and thunderstorms continue on Tuesday across the northern half of the area, as that long wave trough remains the dominant feature over the western U.S. Temperatures will cool off quite a bit to below normal across much of the region, and overall large fire potential will be decreasing rapidly. More of the same is expected on Wednesday, as the low is reinforced and brings another shot of deep moisture into the Pacific Northwest, and that moisture will make its way into portions of western Idaho. On Thursday, the trough moves inland and pushes some of that moisture further east into eastern Idaho, western Wyoming, and just the northern tip of Utah. We'll begin to see some drier air moving back into the southern Great Basin. And by Friday and into the weekend, drier air looks to return under westerly flow to much of the Great Basin, and we'll see our temperatures begin to return to normal. Current ERCs are quite high across the center portion of the Great Basin, including northern Nevada and northern Utah. Western Wyoming also has some really high readings for some of those stations. Over the western Idaho mountains, we're seeing ERCs rebound quite rapidly under this warm and dry weather pattern, and new records are being set across northern Utah for the time of year. We pretty much just have one more day of these really high ERCs before we'll begin to see those values come down on Sunday and into next week. Here are the precipitation amounts for Sunday and Sunday night. The bulk of the wet thunderstorms are going to be limited to southern Nevada and far southwest Utah. But as we move through the middle of next week, particularly Monday through Wednesday, we'll see wetter storms move into the northern Great Basin, especially across Idaho and northern Utah. The extended outlook for the third week of September brings back a little bit of a dry pattern to the Great Basin, with our temperatures remaining closer to normal. This concludes today's fire potential briefing. Please check back tomorrow for the latest updates.